Let's have a couple minutes of fun before we give you the formal KCK intro, okay? Thanks. Here at KCK, we really try to keep it clean and wholesome, but today's video is an exception. Due to some violent images and graphic language, viewer discretion is advised. When we first saw the headlines that Jamie Dimon was dropping F-bombs, we thought, well, that is clearly clickbait. CEOs are trained to maintain their composure and present a calm presence of strong leadership, especially to the public and to the shareholders. But we were completely wrong. It wasn't clickbait.
A lot of you were on the fucking Zoom and you were doing the following, okay? Looking at your mail, sending texts to each other about what an asshole the other person is. Okay, not paying attention, not reading your stuff, and if you don't think that slows down efficiency, creativity, creates rudeness, and stuff, it does, okay? And when I found out that people are doing that, you don't do that in my goddamn meetings. You go to a meeting with me, you got my attention, you got my focus, I don't bring my goddamn phone, I'm not sending texts to people.
Jamie is out there sounding unhinged. Why, you may ask? Well, because all those pesky employees who run the biggest bank of which he is the CEO, well, they don't want to return to the office. And Jamie is big mad. He sounds unhinged, and he's completely over Gen Z. Hell, he's over Gen Z, the millennials, Gen X, the boomers. If he could, everyone would catch Jamie's hands right now. Jamie has repeatedly declared that the era of remote work is over, and that all of you need to get to the office ASAP, or officially by March 1st, 2025. And you better take his calls on Friday when he dials you at 4:36 p.m. to ensure that you didn't leave the office early to start your weekend. What part of this do you JPMorgan Chase employees not understand? Does Jamie have to strong-arm an employee or two to better reach your understanding? Do we need to strong-arm you to subscribe? We're just a lone YouTube channel, inching our way to 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe. We need you. You want to hear what Jamie said? Well, we have some of the leaked audio. Jamie has to realize that people have cameras and recorders to capture these outbursts, but perhaps he doesn't care. Just like he doesn't care about the little petition that you employees signed to protest returning to office. But you don't have to take KCK's word for it. Here's the leaked audio. We believe the majority of this, if not all of it, is from a JPMorgan Chase employee town hall held on Wednesday, February 12th in Columbus, Ohio. We couldn't find all of the audio, and so the following is a combination of clips we found online. There's a reason that our YouTube channel is under 1,000 subscribers. So the following again is the alleged leaked audio of Jamie Dimon, leaked during February 2025. Mr. Dimon, the floor is yours.
A lot of you were on the fucking Zoom and you were doing the following, okay? Looking at your mail, sending texts to each other about what an asshole the other person is. Okay, not paying attention, not reading your stuff, and if you don't think that slows down efficiency, creativity, creates rudeness, and stuff, it does, okay? And when I found out that people are doing that, you don't do that in my goddamn meetings. You go to a meeting with me, you got my attention, you got my focus, I don't bring my goddamn phone, I'm not sending texts to people, okay? It simply doesn't work, and it doesn't work for creativity, it slows down decision-making, and don't give me the shit that work from home Friday works. I call a lot of people on Friday. There's not a goddamn person you get a hold of. But here are the problems, okay? And they are substantial, okay? Which is the young generation is being damaged by this. That means they may or may not be in your particular staff, but they are being left behind. They're being left behind socially, ideas, meeting people. In fact, my guess is most of you live in communities a hell of a lot less diverse than this room. Every area should be looking to be 10% more efficient. If I was running a department of 100 people, I guarantee you, if I wanted to, I could run it with 90 and be more efficient. I guarantee you. I could do it in my sleep. And the notion, these bureaucracies, I need more people, I can't get it done. No, because you're filling out requests that don't need to be done. Your people are going to meetings they don't need to go to. Someone told me to approve some of his wealth management that they had to go to 14 committees. I am dying to get the name of the 14 committees. And I feel like firing 14 chairmen of committees. I can't stand it anymore. Now, you have a choice. You don't have to work at JPMorgan. So the people of you who don't want to work at the company, that's fine with me. I'm not mad at you. Don't be mad at me. It's a free country. You can walk with your feet, but this company is going to set our own standards and do it our own way. And I've had it with this kind of stuff. And, I come in, I've been working 7 days a goddamn week since COVID. And I come in and where's everybody else? But they're here and there and the Zooms don't show up. And people say they didn't get stuff. So that's not how you run a great company. We didn't build this great company by doing that, by doing the same semi-disease shit that everybody else does.
Jamie Dimon is not backing down on his return to office mandate. This week, more than 1,200 JPMorgan Chase employees launched a petition calling on their CEO to retain the hybrid work model that the bank has used for years. But according to Reuters, Dimon doubled down on his 5-day in-office policy in a town hall meeting, telling workers that if they don't want to come back to their desks every day, they can leave. His comments come weeks after the company announced that all staff would be required to return to the office 5 days a week starting as early as March. JPMorgan reportedly spent as much as $3 billion on its new 60-story New York City headquarters that will house up to 14,000 employees. The building features a 19-restaurant food court plus perks like physical therapy, yoga, and meditation classes. But the fancy amenities aren't convincing some employees to come back to the office. News of the petition comes as JPMorgan is facing a unionization push and discontent from some employees who say they received low yearly bonuses and pay bumps.
JPMorgan recently announced a full return to office RTO mandate, leading to widespread employee backlash. An internal company website's comment section saw heated reactions, including calls for unionization and concerns over work-life balance. The call to form a union was especially ironic, given the free market capitalism an investment bank typically exemplifies. The sentiment was contained once JPMorgan disabled comments entirely.
So this is a follow-up on my going back to work full-time TikTok from the other day. Jamie Dimon got up in front of Chase and decided to speak his mind. He said, I don't give a fuck what you guys want. You have to come back into office. People are taking advantage of this work from home shit. These Gen Zers, nobody wants to work. And then, guess what he said next? He said, yeah, we've doubled our profits from last year. Okay. So why do you need people to come back into work? If you were able to double your profits while everybody was working from home, sounds like working from home is working. Also got another inside scoop. The only reason that they kept their DEI programs going is because they're profitable for the company. People don't care about anybody except profits.
I resigned from my current position, and as I was packing, it just had me thinking I am forever grateful for the opportunity and the chance that this company did take on me. I am only a year post-grad. I know a lot of individuals that graduated in the same class as me who's having a hard time seeking employment within their career field, and that's because a lot of employers are looking for experience. So I am grateful that this company did take a chance and allow me to gain that experience. Anyway, that was my last look fit for the office. I went ahead and took my equipment down and packed it in the car. But look, this is your sign. It's okay to start over. It's okay to seek new opportunities. Don't be scared. You never know what can happen, and you only live once, so take the chance.
An awful lot of these people that want you to go back to the office seem to have incredibly large property portfolios. I mean, JP Morgan, massive amounts of their investment are in inner city property, funding railway links and large projects, shopping centres in the centre of towns. So they have a reason why they want people back in. Property, office space has dropped by 30%. Old office space, nobody wants anymore because people don't need to go into work. So I think it's just greed, nothing to do with a work ethic.
Do you think, though, Jason, that Jamie Dimon is right to suggest that it doesn't improve creativity, and that when he, his experience is that when he tries to ring someone up on a Friday, they don't pick the phone up?
No, I don't believe that. Plus, it saves people a lot of money. If he wants them back in the office full time, he should pay their train fare.
Here's my experience having worked at JP Morgan. So I worked at JP Morgan Private Bank, which is their wealth management division. I interned there the summer before my senior year, got a full-time offer, and took it. I love that they sent us to New York for training. They gave us a lot of training, and I felt super prepared. They also definitely wined and dined us. I loved the fast-paced environment, and I also loved feeling like there were so many resources behind me that I could leverage. In terms of dislikes, I think it's really subjective, but for me, I was working such long hours. I was working 7 a.m. to maybe 10 or 11 p.m. on a good day. Sometimes I would work past midnight and even weekends. I ate all 3 meals in the office, so I burnt out really quick. Tips for those who want to go into finance: make sure this is something you really want to do. Make sure you can handle the stress and fast pace.
See, this is why I tell people, these companies that hate working from home, you're just going to cause problems for yourself. So JP Morgan are basically running out of desk space after banning working from home. So the Canary Wharf office is struggling to house its 14,000 London staff. See, the issue is the space in the office is not enough for all the workers to come back on a full-time basis. Now, if there was hybrid working, then yes, you can accommodate for these people where you may do a rota in terms of certain departments have to be in the office on certain days. Because could you imagine going to the office, spending all that money commuting, waking up super early? You go there and then you try to find a desk. Next thing you know, there is no available space at all. Then you're just walking around thinking, where can I sit? Where can I sit? Next thing you know, you're going to have to sit in some uncomfortable sofa or some weird, uncomfortable booth. And you're just thinking to yourself, I could have literally just worked from home today. But all of this could have been solved by just implementing a hybrid policy and a schedule. But no, these companies want full 5 days in a week.
The bank just reported record-breaking profits, $58.5 billion for 2024. And employees are not exactly celebrating because bonuses and pay raises were underwhelming. Okay, so JP Morgan employees have started to receive their bonuses and raises. For some of the investment bankers and traders, bonuses went up 10 to 15%, but for the majority of the employees, raises were as low as 2%. And one worker said it was a slap in the face, especially after receiving stellar reviews. And another one said that the raise was so demoralizing that they had to take the rest of the day off. Even employees trying to stay positive admitted that their raises were lower than last year's. Ugh. But Jamie over here, Jamie Dimon, received a $3 million pay raise, bringing his compensation up to $39 million. But let's talk about the bigger picture. This comes after JP Morgan shattered profit records and their shares surged 55% over the past year. Meanwhile, the bank recently announced a controversial return to office policy, which I've talked about on here, requiring all employees to be in the office 5 days a week by March. And then there's some speculation on strategy. So the article says that some employees think that low raises, minimal bonuses, and RTO mandate are all part of a strategy to encourage attrition, potentially saving the bank on severance costs.
Otherwise, what about you? Do you work in Columbus and do you work for JP Morgan Chase? How is the overall morale in Chase? And have you all got additional parking so everyone can actually return to office and have somewhere to park their cars? That's the thing about Columbus. It's not like other cities, big cities, where you have great public transportation and trains. Again, since public transportation it really isn't a viable option in Columbus. It just isn't. You need your car to get around. That's all for now. Thanks for listening. See you soon.